guys, it's Maddie. I'm gonna try my best to make this video not like super long. I'm planning on making a second video in the future of more of an update on, I guess, my mental health over the past 2 years, I guess. But most of you know, or at least some of you know, that about, I think, 3 years ago now, I had gotten a pretty bad concussion that took me over a year to fully recover from. And I put out a YouTube video talking about my depression and stuff like that, and it was actually put out before I really hit like my lowest point. That was really more the video where I felt like comfortable enough to where I could tell my friends, tell my family, tell the internet, and just really wanting to be more of a mental health advocate and just be more open about my mental health and how it's affected me, and that you're not alone. You know, that's like the first video that pops up when you go on my YouTube page, and I just talk about that. There is a video that I had recorded when I was visiting family. I had some mental breakdown while I was there. I was there with my friend, and I had a little mental breakdown. This family member that I was visiting, she was the first person family member that I kind of told and let them know, like, because I still was in denial myself and like kind of ashamed and just didn't believe it, because it's just like, that's not something that could be me, but you know, the concussion affected me in different ways. But I told her that I was kind of experiencing really bad suicidal thoughts a lot. I hadn't even told my mom yet. And so it was during this time when I was more just slowly trying to figure my way around it and trying to accept, you know, that this is what I'm going through right now, you know, instead of being in denial, like, oh, everything's fine, it's you know, when everything's not. So I had tried to make a video to vent for the first time, and just open up. I wasn't going to post it anywhere. I have not watched this video. I was in such a different state of mind. I don't even remember. Honestly, because of my concussion, I have horrible memory. I don't remember. A lot of the past 2-3 years are a big blur to me. And maybe that's just PTSD, I don't know. But yeah, so I had made a video, and just for myself, just so I can vent, I guess, and feel like I had opened up to someone, even because I wasn't fully comfortable actually talking about it with people face to face yet. And so basically what I'm going to do is react to and watch the video that I made. I actually am not sure if I'm going to post this video. It really depends on what is in the video I'm about to watch. But there's a gnat. But I think it's time. I'm honestly very curious on, you can even probably compare, like, seeing, this was probably 3 years ago, something around that time, 2.5 years ago, that this video was recorded. So you probably even compare the difference between who I am now and who I was then with how I was talking. I will say currently I am going through some stuff. It hasn't been a great month, but overall, I have made so much progress with my mental health. I haven't actually been depressed or had any suicidal tendencies in a year and a half, which is a long time. And yeah, so I'm just gonna watch this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope it's insightful. I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting. I want to watch it. I'm a little scared to watch it, I'm not gonna lie, but I have it pulled up here. It's split into two. I think my camera died, but I'll just switch it back to the second video. But I have no idea what I'm gonna say in it. I am a little anxious about it. It's like when I watch old videos of back then when I was just not feeling like myself, it's like bittersweet, you know? Half of me is like, you know, starts thinking pessimistically and real, you know, I'm kind of just in survival mode, but I just go day by day, and that's what gets me through every day. And so does my dog. But the other half of me is like, wow. It's like a reminder of like how far I've come, and that I actually let time do its thing, and I worked hard. Like I worked hard to pull myself out of that hole. And the fact that this video was shot before I had hit my lowest point. It was probably a little less than a year before I hit my lowest point. This was just more towards, or it was about a year before I hit my lowest. It was more towards the beginning of when I was just trying to figure out like what is going on with me. And yeah, so let's watch the video. I have no idea how long it is either. Little baby Maddy.
So
Can you guys hear it? I think I'm talking like really low. Let me like make it a little louder. Yeah.
I'm making this video right now. I think I'm just making this video for me and only me. Basically, I'm just going to talk about, I guess, the past 2 years, basically ever since I've been in college, because it has been, especially this year, has been the hardest year of my life. And I'm just getting really frustrated, so have not been to therapy yet, and honestly I don't think that I would be able to go to therapy. I tried, put the best effort in, accidentally slept through my appointment, and everyone thinks, well, my mom thinks that I should really go to therapy to help. As a psych major, you know, I think that it's helpful, but for me personally, I just don't think that no matter who the person is, even if I get to know them, I would not be able to fully talk about my feelings to someone, especially a stranger.
I still agree with everything I just said here. Therapy works. Don't get me wrong. If you want to try it, try it. It works, but it does not work for everyone. It's not a one solution for everyone. Some people, it will be more helpful for them. It might be easier for them to open up, especially to a stranger. For just what I was saying though is, for me personally, I already know, like when I talk to my psychiatrist, I took a bunch of meds one night, and when I talk about it, even though it was so traumatic for me, I just talk about it like it's a joke. I just can't open up like that to people. I don't like being vulnerable, so it's really hard for me to do that. I have to be at my lowest point. Like I have to be crying like hysterically for me to actually be able to like open up like that. And I just don't see, especially since a lot of the stuff that was going on with me this time was more chemical, because I was concussed still. My concussion was actually not that far from here. Well, it was far, but I still wasn't fully recovered at all. Especially because I stayed in school, so it was not helping my progress. So more of the stuff that was going on with me was chemical, rather than experience and my environment and stuff. So I just felt like it's pointless. I'm gonna go there and it's not gonna do anything for me. But that's not for everybody.
So I guess it's easier for me to talk to a camera and be by myself. I'm at my aunt's right now. I had another mental breakdown, and I guess this is something that came across my mind. If I'm not gonna talk to anyone, at least I could talk to a camera. Don't know, I mean, there's a possibility maybe this will be posted if I think whatever you say is worth sharing. I don't know, if I say anything too personal, maybe I'll delete it. I don't know. I don't really want to have to edit this video. I think the whole point of it is just really for me. But maybe, I don't know, maybe after watching this in the future, I will look back and think, well, maybe talking about my stuff will help someone else who's probably going through the same thing, or something similar, because I do recognize that we all have problems. We all have our, difficulties in life. And I guess maybe I'm not the only one who always feels alone. I'm an only child. My mom's a single mom, and I just want to do this because my friends here feel really bad. People think it's good that maybe I should just stick with my plans and go out tonight, and I feel like maybe just talking about everything, just letting out, because I think I do need to cry, because I'm about to cry right now, and I'm not even talking about anything. I cried at the dinner table, made my friend cry because I was crying. I don't know, but which actually meant a lot to me. I
remember this night so clearly. Like, out of all, like, I remember the most traumatic nights, and this was like a memorable night. I remember this very clearly. It's crazy, like, just watching this, like, I don't know, like, it's like I'm watching from a different perspective and a different place in my life, but I'm emotionally numb. That's how I get by, like, and I'm okay with that right now. I'm emotionally numb unless something is super intense. I'm emotionally numb. But like, just when I like watching myself right now, like, I still feel the same emotions. Like, I still feel them. Like, that hasn't changed.
Really, honestly, surprised that she was crying. I didn't know she was crying. I was crying with my aunt. I was trying to hold it back, like I always do. But basically, I'm just rambling. But you know what? It's fine. So, I feel like I'm just being so dramatic, but I honestly just, like, this isn't scripted. I don't know. Like, I haven't talked fully about it seriously this entire time. I mean, people know, what I've been going through, basically. These people who are close to me, but, like, I haven't talked about everything. So, I guess I'll start from the beginning. So, came to University of Kentucky, freshman. Obviously, I had some difficulties adjusting, and I got over that. Had a great freshman year. The only problem that I had was my allergies, and yeah, that was horrible. That was
the reason I was just sitting here wondering, like, why am I talking about freshman year? I didn't get my concussion until the beginning of my sophomore year. But I actually forgot, to be honest. My allergies were so bad in Kentucky. It, like, sent me to the hospital bad, like, throwing up. I couldn't function in life. I would have had to leave that school if I didn't start my allergy shots eventually. Just really bad. Felt like I had bronchitis all the time. And I guess I'm mentioning it because in this point in my life, I felt like I just couldn't get a break. It was just overwhelming that my entire freshman year, I felt like I was sick the entire time, miserable. I hated it. Even though a lot of times, like, I'd still, like, live my life and stuff, but it was frustrating. And then, basically almost like immediately after, now I have to deal with a concussion, and it was just overwhelming. So I think that's why I'm talking about it, because of just back to back. It's like, can I, and my whole life has always been like that, like, just constantly overcoming obstacles and constant things just happening to me, and just can't catch a break. And I guess that's how I felt.
I was honestly pretty miserable, but I wasn't. I have been, if you know me, people who know me know that with my personality, I am a very independent, very strong person. The way I was raised, I take care of myself, take care of others, but I was always able to keep my cool. I was able to be that level-headed person, that unbiased person, that, maybe every once in a while I'd have, like, a little bit of a mental breakdown. That's normal. I was a teenager. I am basically a teenager. But I would get over it. Like, that's the difference. I would get over it, just think it through, and then I would come back honestly stronger than ever. I would be so motivated. Like, why was I in that slump? And then it all fell. Last October, I don't even know how I want to, do I want to say this like I'm telling a story? Do I just want to, I don't know, I'm just going to talk. Last October, I was at Keeneland, and I don't know why, still don't know why. I was not under any influence of any drugs or alcohol, really. But I was on a bus. The bus was overcrowded, so I stood instead of sat, and the bus had no windows open. It was a hot day, and there was one window cracked, no air conditioning or anything. All I know is I started to get really dizzy. I've never passed out before in my life. And then all I remember saying to my friend, I need to sit. And then next thing I know, I wake up on the bus floor, everyone's gone, and I just hear voices, and people are like, people are asking, like, oh, why am I crying? This isn't even the sad part. People are asking, like, is she seizing? Like, is she okay? Like, what do we do? You know, obviously they called the, like, you know, doctor people to come get me, so I got brought in on a stretcher. I woke up and I just sat down, like, I was really disoriented, but I didn't know what was going on. Like, I have like kind of amnesia from a little bit of like after, obviously during, because I was knocked out, and then before, so I had to try to fill in the blanks. I had never had a concussion before, and I was like, is
it weird that I'm like, when I almost cried, I almost cried. To this day, I was thinking about it, like, actually a few days ago. I was like, dude, I wasn't in the front of the bus. I really shouldn't. I mean, unless I hit my head on the armrest, that's different. But there were a bunch of people behind me. There were a bunch of people in front of me. If I fell forward, did nobody? We were still driving. Did nobody catch my fall? Like, how did nobody catch my fall? If anything, I should have taken someone down with me, and therefore maybe protected my head, but maybe not their head. I don't know. But either way, it's just such a weird like thing. Like, how did I hit my head? Where did I hit my head on so hard that I get a bad concussion, where I had 19 out of 22 possible concussion symptoms? It was bad. I drove myself to the ER. But yeah, like, how did I hit my head? You know what I mean? Like, did really nobody try to catch me?
I felt a little weird, like, you know, but maybe I was just disoriented. I didn't think I had a concussion. I didn't know what a concussion felt like. And then 2 days later, I'm getting my allergy shots, and like I was like, I have to go to the hospital. Like, I am 100%, like, I have a concussion. I had every possible symptom you can think of. Pressure in my head.
When I said I was getting my allergy shots, I remember this. Now I remember this now. This was actually the first time I was getting them back to back. So when you do like the rapid or whatever, you do like a bunch of them in one moment to help speed up the process, and then you go week to week or whatever. But I remember this is my first time getting allergy shots, so I was still dealing with my allergies. And then that happened the weekend, so it was just
like someone was squeezing my head. Super emotionally unstable, like irritable, but then sad, but then fine. I don't know. Did not have a headache, thank God. Light sensitivity. Obviously concentration problems, memory problems. Just, yeah, 19 out of 22 possible symptoms. Basically, when I went to the clinic every week for school to keep up with it on my improvement. But yeah, so anyway, I went to the ER, drove myself because my friends were either too busy or they didn't think I needed to go to the hospital. But being someone who doesn't.
What are you barking at, dude? I don't know what he's barking at. I'm sorry. Soy.
Remember, what, 20 minutes and I was knocked out. No one even knew if I hit my head. No one thought I was gonna have a concussion. Figured, you know what, I don't feel good at all. Like, he said sleep it off, and so I was like, no. I went to the ER, got a CAT scan to make sure there's no bleeding, Drove myself, waited at the ER by myself for 7 hours. Was miserable because all I wanted to do was sleep. And the noises in there was just, and the smells and just everything was just driving me crazy. It was pretty miserable, and I was alone. Kind of hurt me that my friends, not a single friend of mine went to the hospital with me. Even though, at least for me, I thought that was the best idea, and in the end, yes, it was the best idea. At least I know there's no bleeding in my brain. And then, you know, I went home. She told me like she felt really bad. I could tell from her voice. But yeah, you know, she's like, you have a concussion. I would 100% recommend working with your school, the doctors at your school, so maybe they can help you with classes. As I was a sophomore, but a junior in credits. But I've always been an A+ student. I've never always thought I had some like ADHD or something, but nothing I would get medication for. And I never had to try in school. Like, I was pretty lucky. I had a great memory. I understood everything so easily. All I had to do, I had a method. If I just pay attention in class and I understand it, I'll do well on the test. I just have to read it the night before and I get my A. So I've never really had to stress over school. I had other stresses to worry about. And but I'm not gonna get into that because that's honestly not even what's on my mind. Anyway, so then, see, I can't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so, you know, I worked the rest of the semester. I should have taken a semester off, but I don't even know if that would have even made a difference, but it probably made it worse because I started going back in my symptoms and it started lasting longer. But I did pull out on the dean's list. I had all A's. I had time accommodations, but I did have all A's, and it was really, really hard. And I thought, one semester, that's all I need. One semester and I'll be back to normal. Here I am, second semester, so this past semester, and I still have this weird concentration problem. I'm like, well, you know, I had to go catch up with the doctor again. She said, well, maybe you should go talk to the behavioral health at the school. So I've been working with them ever since I stopped going to the clinic for the concussion, because obviously she can't do anything. Concussions suck. People think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is your brain. Like, it is, without your brain, you are nothing. Like, you can't function without your brain. You can't live without your brain. It's important. And it can make you do some scary things. But I'm not gonna get to that. I'm just a psych major. But yeah, so I started working with behavioral health January 2019. We start one set of medication, I think it was Strattera. Yes, Strattera, just for the concentration, which is the only thing that was really in my head bothering me, because all I could care about was my grades. And the Strattera made me sick, so sick. I was super nauseous, just gross. And so I obviously went back and we got off that. I think honestly after that we probably went to Wellbutrin, because I did also say that I was having, the Strattera made me very irritable. I would get so mad for no reason. I'd want to, and it's not like me, I'd want to punch a wall, or like break something, punch someone, hit someone, whatever. That's not like me. I'm not a violent person, and I didn't. But started the Wellbutrin because it would help with concentration, help me quit smoking, which I didn't smoke, but like help me just quit nicotine in general. And then with the Wellbutrin, he said it'd be plus with my mood, how it's been a little weird, because I've also been pretty sad, not that sad, but pretty sad, like, but I didn't really pick up on it at that time. And with the Wellbutrin, I went through a psychotic episode by myself in my room, didn't know what was happening. Basically I was hallucinating, I was seeing things, thinking things, hearing things. For me, I saw paranormal activity, I saw lights flickering, hands, someone was shaking my bed, I felt like I was floating, I couldn't feel my body, sweating, I could feel my heart pounding through my chest. My brain was on fire. Couldn't go out that night. I had to continue with life. I had something for acting, drove there. They didn't even know that I was actually a mess. Felt like I was concussed again. I was like, okay, whatever.
Job,
Wasn't that big a deal.
Fine.
A little scary, yes. And then we got off the Wellbutrin because I went to the clinic about that first because I couldn't get a hold of the doctor. And then I went back to the doctor. We started another set of meds. Don't remember what it was. Some type of something. And maybe it was antidepressant, I don't know. And that made me sick too. So I decided to get a genetic screening. Came back basically because we thought I was bipolar. I actually have a weird form of ADHD that causes depression. And then, oh no, wait, my time is all fucked up. Okay, so right before the Wellbutrin psychotic episode, I went on spring break, and it was overall messy. And I was so excited for spring break, but I know I shouldn't have gone because I had some other stuff happen. I got diagnosed with something else, and that really, oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. Got diagnosed with something else. That's when I snapped. Yep. Honestly, I think I was just trying to hide that for myself. So I got diagnosed with something. I snapped. Couldn't take that. And I just cut off everyone. I thought maybe it wouldn't last that long. Had some other drama. It's like a guys suck, so they just disappoint. And then I went on spring break when I probably shouldn't have. I had a mental breakdown every single day of spring break. Had fun. Then I had a mental breakdown. And there was some drama at the end because the reason I kept having mental breakdowns is just over stupid stuff, and I couldn't control it, but I knew I couldn't control it, and it's not something that's me. People that I was with were there when I got my concussion, and then it started to hit me like I haven't been the same person since I got my concussion. Like, I have not been the same person, and they should know that, and they blamed me. They literally said it's unfair to us that you had a mental breakdown every day while we're trying to be on spring break. Literally said that to me. I'm like, are you serious? Like, you should know me by now. Like, this is not me. I can't, like, I need help. And so I left spring break early. They got mad about that, and there was some drama with money. Like, they weren't gonna pay me back, but they did, so it's fine. No hard feelings. I don't have time for hard feelings. That's when I had my psychotic episode, and then got the genetic screening. And then with the genetic screening, with the genetic screening, basically I have ADHD that causes depression, which makes sense because when I got back from spring break, and I don't take the word depression very lightly because as a psychology major, like, I just think some terms are overused. But and it was something I couldn't control. But basically, I was at the lowest point that I've ever been in my life. It was really scary. But basically, the thoughts that were running through my head was like, God, it was, what is the point of life? Like, honestly, like, what is the point of life? Like, why do we do everything? Like, everything's just so hard. Everything's so difficult. What is the point in it? Like, wouldn't it be so much easier just to not even live, or not even to have been born, honestly? Like, what is the point? I even asked it on my Instagram, and I didn't agree with any of the answers, even though they were motivational. Didn't agree with any of the answers, because at that point I was just like, I don't see a point. There is no point. All I could think of is negative thoughts, negative things about myself. Self-image was so low, just no motivation for anything. Just everything, breathing was pointless. There is no point in anything. And it got so bad. Like, when you say it verbally, like, it doesn't sound that bad, but when you're feeling that way, like, genuinely feeling that way, like, and driving was the worst. I don't know if it's just me, but driving is really, like, if you're feeling like that and you're driving, I can't count the amount of times, like, and especially when I've been forced by life to take long drives because I had to travel by myself. The amount of times that I thought of just either flooring it off a bridge.
You can hear me talking quieter because I'm more ashamed of thinking this way.
And I didn't tell my mom this because obviously I don't want to worry her, but this is just for me probably. but the amount of times that I followed a truck and almost, maybe at least 300 times in just one drive, I thought of just ramming into the back of the truck. I didn't, obviously. Like, there's still a part of me in me that's telling me, don't, what are you doing? Like, this is not you, you can't control this, but it's not you. But then there's a major part of me that's just like, just telling me things. And it sounds weird, but like, I swear, like, it's weird. And yeah, so I got like that, and it just kept getting worse every single day. And I started getting scared for myself, honestly, because if we didn't do anything to fix that, because it felt like it wasn't in my control anymore, and I had no real big reason to be thinking like that, I just felt like that, then honestly, like, it would have gotten really bad. Like, I'm not even gonna say the word honestly, but yeah. And so then went back to the doctor, got the genetic screening, ADHD that causes depression, made sense, all this other stuff makes sense. I have some mutated gene called the BDNF gene that basically is for cell development. So basically I don't heal as fast as others. So that's why I probably still, like, I'm going through post-concussion over a year later. So that's would explain the mood, as long with the ADHD with the concentration problems, and then the depression part with the ADHD because I have 2 COMT genes, and some other stuff. Then we found out what it says. I should be okay with Wellbutrin. Why did I have a psychotic episode? Don't know. No way to figure that out. Just like there's no way to figure out why I got a concussion in the first place. And basically, I don't even know. I'm so tired of even talking about this at this point, but I know I should do it. I need to get it out. Just think about my life. Anyway, I think we started some other medication. I don't know what it was called. I don't remember. Started another one after that for mood, and then it made me super tired and super unmotivated. Was I not depressed? No, I was fine. I didn't feel anything. It wasn't antidepressant because I'm sensitive to dopamine, but I have a decreased dopamine in my brain, so it makes no sense. Like, I'm allergic or whatever to all these medications that increase dopamine and mess with it, but I have decreased dopamine in my brain, so it's frustrating. And basically, I got off of those. I had no motivation. I slept all day. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk to anyone. I was too tired to do anything. Got off of them, went right back into the depressed state with the same exact thoughts of what is the point in anything? Like, what is the point? And after that, I had another mental breakdown, anger, then really sad. But I was just like, I'm just so tired, honestly. Like, I'm so tired of all of this. It's like I can't catch a break. I haven't been happy in over a year, way over a year. Like, I have not had a single ounce of actual true happiness. I guess it's starting to get to me, and you know, I may act like, you may think I'm happy when you see me, but if you're with me for a long amount of time, like, you know, it's not there. And just started new medication too. Started to work, but you know, it's kind of like I feel a little bit better than I did before, but doesn't mean that I feel good. But it tricks you, because I think I'm good just because I feel better, because I haven't felt better in a long time. Then here I am. So what happened today is I just got mad out of nowhere, and I come home and my phone is broken, and that just triggered me. I don't even care about the phone, honestly. Like, I don't care about the phone. I just care the fact that, like, it's just a non-stop thing. I have so many problems that just keep piling on top of each other. I'm not even talking about my other problems, honestly. Like, it's not even important. But let's just say it's just a non-stop thing. Don't know how to deal with it. I feel like it's just gonna be stuck like this forever. And I know probably not, but it's like, it's scary because people think like oh yeah, like it's not like a big deal, but it like is. And like, I just I don't even know what to say at this point. I guess I'll just talk about how I feel now. I don't even know if that story was even, I feel like I'm missing so much stuff, parts of that story. I'm just gonna get into the fact that concussions are serious. I don't even know.
was so tired.
I just feel
I cried so much.
like
I was just tired of life. I still went out that night though.
just really
I pulled it together after this video. It
frustrated
did help me.
because I don't know what I did to deserve everything that I have been getting for the past year. It's been one of the worst years of my life, and I'm not even gonna talk about everything because there's no time to talk about everything. Things with boys, things with girls, things with strangers.
And then I think my camera died, but I started it again.
I don't know why it stopped. I guess because it has a limit. I don't know. I hope it's not full. But basically, I'm just so... People don't get it. It's like when you have no one to talk to, or you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, you don't want to be judged. And then...
I want to say this was taken before... It was before I got my dog, who helped me with a lot. I got my dog right before COVID. COVID time was when I hit my lowest because of all the things that were going on. But this also, I believe, this was also before I actually genuinely became like really good friends, like best friends, like family to me, with one of my actual, like my neighbors, who without him, like I probably wouldn't have gotten through the rest of my college life. I would have either had to have dropped out, or I wouldn't have gone through it. So shout out to that friend. So I didn't have that person. I didn't have anyone to talk to. Wouldn't talk to my family because obviously I wouldn't want to worry them. I just don't feel comfortable doing that yet. And yeah, I didn't really have any, especially years ago. It was even before really we've been starting to be more understanding with mental health. So this was even before then when it became more of a thing. It became more of a thing during COVID. Since so many people had mental health problems now. So this was before then. And so, I mean, I can't even count the amount of times I used to, since I didn't have someone I felt like I could go to, when I started to feel more open about it online, if I was feeling like having suicidal thoughts or something, and I was having a really bad night and I just couldn't do it, sometimes I might post on my Snapchat to just my friends, but sometimes I might post to my Snapchat just not for the attention, like that was a thing. Is so many people would say, why are you posting on social media? You just wanted attention. You're looking for attention. And it's like, how can you say that to someone? Like, even if they are, but what if they're not? What if somebody just wants to be open about it? What if somebody just feels alone and wants somebody to convince them to not do what they want to do or they're thinking about doing? Like, that's just such a toxic way of thinking. But I learned who was my friend and who wasn't through all of this. But that's just a lot, I got a lot of that, just you're doing it for attention. Why are you posting it? And it's the reason why people are so scared about opening up about their mental health, because people don't take it seriously. People think that you're saying all this stuff for attention. And now, of course, we've gotten gradually better about the way we think about mental health. But back then, it made it even worse. It made it worse. More alone.
People don't get why my emotions I haven't been the same person since my concussion. I have not been the same person since the concussion I've had. I didn't even realize it even.
This gets to me to this day. It's true. You never fully recover from concussion if you didn't know that. You never actually, your brain doesn't heal like a paper cut. It basically, in a sense, just adapts. It heals, but it adapts. But you never just go back to who you were. Even if it's something minor, maybe you wouldn't notice it as much, but if it's something more minor, but you don't heal from a concussion. Your brain doesn't heal like that. And I haven't been the same person since. But I am just going day by day, trying to stay motivated. And I'll make another video talking more about maybe my experiences and how I kind of overcame it, in a sense, or got through at least the darkest time of my life. But yeah.
before all of this stuff with the medication has happened. And I'm just getting so tired of it. Like, part of me just wants to give up, and then another part of me is like, it'll pass at some point. But it feels like it's been so long of just nonstop this. I don't even know what I wanted to say in the first place, to be honest. Like, I don't even feel like talking. And that's the problem. That's why I have never done it. Talk to anyone. That's why I'm trying to do this, but I just don't even know what to put in words. It just happens. I can't control it. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Like, right now, I don't feel anything. I feel nothing. My body just shuts down. My brain just shuts down. After I made the breakdown, my brain just shuts down. I'm just so stressed. I'm honestly just so stressed. And I'm tired. I feel so bad for everyone that I dragged into my shit. Like, I just wish I could do for myself, and I try to, and then it gets so hard, and then I have a mental breakdown, and somehow people find out about it. And I don't want to bring other people into my unhappiness and ruin the mood. What time is it?
That's a very common thing, you know, where you feel like you're a what's the word? When you feel like you're a I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm thinking of. Like, when you're a blank to your friends and your family, and you just can't stop but think about them. You don't want to think about yourself. You just always think about everybody else.
10.
I feel like it starts with a D.
And I'm supposed to go out.
I still went out. I had a fun time, I guess. At least that's how I remember it. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of the video. I hope, I don't know if this is a long video, I know. Anyone got through it, or at least skipped through and somehow ended up at the end. Thank you for watching. I hope it was somewhat insightful or entertaining or something. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or enjoy the concept of the video, or if you want me to make the other video more just talking about the past, like the 2 years or year or two after I made that video, more like the darker times that happened after that video, and then me actually overcoming it and getting to the place that I'm at now. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you are watching this because you are going through something similar or have gone through something similar, but if you are going through something like that or just something similar, I know it's like such a cliche, but you really are not alone. I know it's so, the internet is a little more open-minded to mental health, but I know it's not there, and sometimes it's harder to talk to your friends and your family. Sometimes you feel ashamed, or you feel like you just get in a really bad cycle. You feel like it's never gonna end, and time goes by so much slower. But I will say, even though I'm not in a place where I am happy, I've gone the past year or two. I made so much progress. I'm in a better state of mind. I don't have those thoughts that drain me every day. Yeah, so in a sense, it can get better, and it does get better. I don't know, I had to hit my lowest point for me to, in a sense, snap out of it, or at least try, and that's when it flipped for me. But again, I will put that in another video. But yeah, sometimes time does heal. I don't know, or you just get yourself out of a toxic environment and it helps. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day or night, and subscribe if you want.